as I come underneath him, foot up, okay? Up, and then go.
Against someone who is very bent over and defensive posture. So if you've got a person who's very bent over, this is an ideal thing to push them and catch it just like that.
Hi, this is Derek Darling of Welcome Mat Training Center, and we're going to go over entries into a spinning Juji Gatame from a 2-on-1, sometimes called a Russian grip. Okay, so the idea here is I have our standard 2-on-1. Now we're going to slightly modify this, and I'm going to show you really quickly the modification, and then I'm going to show you why you don't want the standard 2-on-1. So as soon as I catch this grip, I'm going to come in and I'm going to catch a cross grip on the far lapel, or I'm going to catch through here. And you can do it a variety of ways. You can catch through here and come under and then collapse back onto the sleeve. Most of the time I'll catch the normal 2-on-1 and then I just slip through and grab right there, okay? As I come through, I'm going to swing the leg up and rotate underneath him and try and put my ear on his far ankle, okay? Now the one thing that differentiates this from our normal one is that since this is crossed and I need to get this side leg across, I'm going to have to let go when I'm bringing my leg up, okay? So once my leg comes up and gets close to his head, I'm going to let go and collapse back, or let go and come across, okay? Now the reason that we do this is because this controls both of his shoulders now. I have the cross grip on this side, controlling this shoulder. Sorry, the 2-on-1 grip on this side, controlling this shoulder, and I have the cross grip on that side, controlling that shoulder. So as I swing underneath him, he bends over, which is very important. If I do the standard 2-on-1, and I come down, he's not coming with me, okay? I can bar him this way, but that's not what we're doing here, okay? We want to come underneath him so that we can flip him back over.
And honestly, at this point, if you just do a 2-on-1 that way, and you might have to if you're in a no-gi situation, I get it, but when you just do that, bend him over, he's going to pull that arm back. He's not going to let you have that, so this is why we want to control those shoulders.
Way better control, way better finish on it. So again, if I come through here and I come under, right about here is usually where he pulls that arm out. And there he goes. Okay? If he's particularly savvy, as soon as I start ducking under, he pulls his arm out. Okay, so to avoid that, we're going to control him through here, and he's not going to be able to pull out very easily. Okay?
Derek, can you show how our normal setup, how we normally trap that arm, it's just as a difference to what we normally do?
So normally we come across right here and we'll grab the inside of the sleeve.
Let me come around the side there here. Let's get the different grip here.
Okay, so we've started at a standard kumikata. I come around and I grab the inside so that as I come under, I can collapse his arm down into really good control position for Juji Gatame.
You can see how that you've got that controlled there.
You always kind of want his forearm and his elbow in your chest, so that you've got perfect control over it and you can flip them over and follow through. So,
and that collapses that elbow, as you said, that traps that.
Right, don't worry about doing it when you're standing up, just get a hold of it, and then as I come under, he's collapsed. And you can see it's still stuck on there. And I've got a good tight hold on him, and then I can just come right back into it.
You know, and another point I want to tell everybody is that don't get so married to the grip, your 2-on-1. Remember, your angle of attack, how you start, your position in relation to his position is every bit as important as that grip. So if you have a 2-on-1 and you're standing in front of him and not in position, you got to make sure you're to his angle till you can spin your leg under, like you know we normally teach that. So
if I'm through here like this and I'm squared up with him, this is going to be extremely difficult. I've got to have to flip this leg up that way and then come around. It's basically like I'm trying to pivot on my axis upside down 180 degrees from where I'm standing right now.
So you're definitely not in position there
Right.
to do a spin under Tomoe, Nage, Juji Gatame,
It
anything.
wouldn't matter if I was like this. It would still be a very difficult thing to do. You have to be very athletic to be able to hit it that way.
Right.
So we take that step to the side, no matter which kind of grip we've got. And now I've got this big, wide lane that I can throw my leg up and then swing underneath it. Because as soon as that leg is up on his hip, that gives me a natural pivot point to slide underneath him.
Right.
Okay? So as I come underneath him, foot up, okay? Up, and then go.
And again, that's one of the major mistakes that people make when they're trying a movement like this, is that their starting position is, they're out of position initially. You know, like I always say, you got to start in the right position to finish in the right position.
Yep.
Well, that's what you're doing here. So when you are working your tie-up, your 2-on-1, you're also thinking right alongside, you want to make sure you're in a position, body position-wise, that you can swing that leg under and catch them.
Yep.
So you're just not hand fighting, you're using your entire body to beat them at the grip.
Right, right. And you know, again, I'm not just doing this, I'm like, aha, I've got the grip and I can throw you, or you know, this is the ultimate grip. This is really to control his body mechanics and finish, and to allow me to facilitate getting those angles that I need to finish. It really is a full body thing. I want it to be my whole body versus his one arm, and then that's a winning proposition.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, well, that's really just a standard, like a 2-on-1 setup, not standard, but a 2-on-1 setup to tie him up, to be able to do your spinning Tomoe, Nage, Juji Gatame type situation. You also had one where you would push on the foot and do them forward, or push on the thigh, I should say.
Right. This isn't as so much of a spinning under one like a Tomoe, Nage to Juji. This is more with the foot prop variation, which Sandy used a lot, and Anne-Marie DeMar has used a lot, and Becky Scott used a lot. I use it some too, so definitely not as well as those three, but you know, I try. So what we're going to do is we're using this as a pivot point, and then we're going to make some space as we're coming down. And you see how that's already starting to push him back. And you can notice that I'm not pushing on his knee. This isn't meant to be a mean thing. I'll either go up high or I'll catch real low, because I want to make that space and then give myself enough space to kick that hip over when it goes down and away. Okay? And this cross grip version of it really makes it easy to do, because I've already got good control of his upper body. And I don't have to swing under so much. Okay? So we catch through here, push. Okay, good.
So in this particular case, you're not spinning under him, you're not rolling him, you're collapsing his leg so he falls on his front.
Yes.
That's the whole purpose of this, to put him really belly down.
Yep.
So you can then quickly apply either a belly down or a rolling type hip style, you know, on the side juji.
Yeah. And if you want to be a little bit meaner with it, you can really get pushy with the foot in front of the face. I usually, when we're demonstrating, to keep it on the back there, so I'm not, because for him it feels kind of like a kicking in the face.
Yeah.
But you'll see a lot of people, especially in Maria, catches that inside foot hook on the face, whether they want her to or not.
Yeah, and they arch it, then they.
And that allows her to belly down a little bit easier on it.
Can you do it just a couple times, just, you know, semi-regular speed?
Okay, so I'm going to go in front of the face now.
There you go. So you can see you're just really, and again, your starting position is you're off to the side, so you have room to collapse him forward. If you were standing directly in front of him, it wouldn't work.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, it just wouldn't work.
I'd be right here, and I'd be pushing myself back like that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
And then my hip would have to go all the way across his head.
Right.
This way, when he dips down, his head's dipping down, so it's easier for me to get my foot.
And by the way, this is also very useful. I know the three ladies you just mentioned, and I've seen you do it too, against someone who is very bent over and defensive posture. So if you've got a person who's very bent over, this is an ideal thing to push them and catch it just like that. And like you said, those three ladies, I've seen them use that plenty of times. And also, you've done that in Sambo when you have a really low crouched opponent.
Yeah.
And that's an ideal way to get them down and certainly do it. I've also seen you push lower on the ankle.
Yep. So that one's a little bit more unusual, but I find it makes it a little bit easier to roll through with it because it really kind of blows his foot out from underneath him. So in this case, I'm going to slide in and put my foot right there on the ankle and then kick over, okay? So, boom, see how he goes right down on his face?
Missed that one.
Give me a little bit more starch. Putting your knee through, sorry.
Well, that being said, the way you do that, I know that the ladies, like Becky and Sandy and Maria and Sandy and Becky, they all did it where they pushed higher up on the thigh because they want them flatter on their face as they roll them.
Yeah.
So the lower you go, the little, it's not as slick. It's not as slick. Just keep that in mind. Well, some people could pull it off. I've seen you pull it off, but there it is. So it's really kind of a 2-on-1 setup where you control the arm, control the shoulder, and you just put them in position for that Juji Gatame. So there you go. Okay, so thanks.